Hello everyone, and I'm running late because I had to sign some forms, so I'm very sorry. And I thought I'm going to put my moisturiser under my eyes, and boy did it sting. What a mistake that was. Yes. Okay. So I hope you can all hear me. Hello? Can you hear me okay? I've just put my microphone in. My eyes are watering. Hello? Can you hear me okay? I just need to check because it asked me some, yes, great. Asked me some funny message. Now, I have got this, which I'm ready to review. I'm sorry I've put no reviews out this week. Again, just everything's been very hectic and I've had a lot of pain issues because of the weather getting cold. So I've been kind of relaxing and stuff. But I've missed you all. So I will put out this review next. I don't want to talk about it in this one because it'll take up too much time and I'd rather do a review separately. But spoiler alert, right? I'll give you a little clue as to what I think of this. And don't blink or you'll miss it. But this is what I think of this. Right, okay, let's get on. That's what I think of it. Let's put on some, but to show that there is no hard feelings towards Charlotte Tilbury, I'm going to do a look that I saw. Sophia, someone's going to walk in and step on it. I'm going to do a look that I saw Sophia doing that I've been dying to try. And this, I hope, will go okay. So I'm going to put on some of her magic serum. I'm going to follow as much as I can remember. I just thought, oh, I've got to try this look. So Sophia Tilbury did this on her Instagram and I just loved it. I really loved it. So I am, which colour did I get? Let me just check. Which colour did I get? Love Chain. There are some pros and I will get into it there are some pros to it, and I know that Rebecca has got a very different view of it. And that's why I want to do it in a separate video, because I want to explain why I don't think it's worth the money, right? And there are better products out there, and I will explain and will back up my views, all right? But that's my opinion at the moment, but I will back it all up and I'll tell you why afterwards. Spent a fortune. Now I'm starting a no buy. I absolutely need to use what I have. Was it on the girl with the blonde hair? No, it was on the girl with the dark hair. And it was for Halloween, I think. And I loved it. Yeah, I saw the one on the blonde girl as well. But this one is where she used a combination. I'll let you tell you what. She used a combination of the Pillow Talk palette and Queen of Glow. And I thought, gotta try me that. Except, did I not bring the spray with me? I need the spray. I'll have to go off when we get to the spray point. Just bear with me. Let me go and get the spray now, right? And I'll just unclip my microphone. Have a chat amongst yourselves. I'll be right back because we need the spray, okay? Just don't look at me while I'm walking away because I hate seeing myself on camera walking. Right. We definitely need the spray. I don't like seeing myself walking because I've got quite a pronounced limp, and everything else I'm fine with, but I just don't like it. Right. I don't think you will be sorry when you see my review. Right, I'm going to put on some magic cream. I'm so tempted to tell you why now, but I just want to leave it all to a separate video. And considering she's also rumoured to be bringing out a couple more palettes, I mean, I kind of suspected that I wasn't going to be that keen, which is why I only got one of them, just to try. So I'm just putting on a bit of Magic Cream, and I definitely don't want to put this near my eyes. Magic Cream is great, but if you get it near your eyes, it really stings. I've missed you all too. I just really haven't been in a... Like, my sleep pattern's been all topsy-turvy, and because the pain's been waking me up and stuff, so I just tried to listen to my body, which I think was the right thing. Oh, little tip. I'm sure this is quite obvious, but just in case, I've got my 2 Magic Aways ready here, and this is what... Little tip, because I just gave up trying to open them. If you still keep the little sponge tip on your Magic Away and haven't removed that, but you get really frustrated trying to take the top off, just put an elastic band around the top and it helps you grip to take it off. It stops your hand sliding off as you're trying to take the top off. Oh, Rebecca, you just missed my first impression in a second of the new Love Chain. You'll have to look back on replay. It was a first impression in a second. And blink and you'd have missed it. I'm going to do a fuller review coming up. Little clue, it was a little bit like how I treated Wonder Glow and that other primer, Brightening Youth Glow, the other week. Okay, so I'm going to try and do this look that Sophia Tilbury did. And so she started off by using Flawless Filter. Now she said on the video, where's my brush? She didn't say that. She said on the video that she used shade 4 on this woman, and I don't think she did. I think she probably used shade 5 or 6, but I'm going to use shade 4. So you got Purple Colour Chameleon, Walk of No Shame Lip Bath, Serum Bella Sophia, and a backup Peachy Plump. Did you get the Bella Sophia free? Because I am trying to add things to get my Bella Sophia free, because my Bella Sophia is very old and is still called the Dolce Vita, and I do like that one. It's one of my favourites. So I'm trying to bump up my Christmas present order enough to get myself a new free Bella Sophia. Because if you spend over 95 quid, you get a free Bella Sophia at the moment. What's that? The old ones are getting hard pan. Yes, exactly. And Bella Sophia was one of the first that I got. So I have to say her makeup does last. It's a good job, really. So she didn't use a foundation in this look. She used Flawless Filter, and then she used Magic Away concealer, which is a nice idea actually if you want a glowing look, is to give yourself a little bit of coverage in Flawless Filter, and then to balance the rest out with Magic Away. So as I said, little tip here, not very glamorous, I know, but it helps you get the lid off. I actually pre-opened these before the video. So I'm going to use 5.5 under my eyes. I'm fine. I've just had a bit of a bad week pain-wise, that's all. You know, same old, same old. It's just kind of part of my life. I don't see that as being sick. It's just happens. Part of my life. So That's why I've been a bit quiet. So I'm really sorry, because I do love actually putting out videos to you guys. And there's so many that I'm overdue putting out to you. So this is shade 5.5. So I'm just doing this in a little triangle under my eyes. You have back problems, yeah? I'm looking to purchase a new mattress, because I was putting it off until we moved, but it's got to the point now. Because the bed that we're on, my eyes are a bit red, by the way, because I just decided to take a shortcut and use the moisturiser that I used on my face, on my eyes, forgetting that it wasn't Sam Bunting's, and it made my eyes sting a bit. So, yeah, the bed that we're on now, we're planning to put in the guest room. So I wasn't really planning on replacing the mattress for a guest room, but it's got to a point now where it doesn't look like we're going to be able to sell my flat before Christmas, and we just can't put up with it anymore. My back needs a proper mattress, and it's old. My mattress is very old. So I'm going to go online and see what offers they've got on mattresses. And I'll get a sort of reasonably priced one. I'm not going to go overboard, because, as I say, eventually it's going to be in a guest room and only used occasionally. But when I move, I'm going to get myself a really good one, because the one that we're on, is a small double. It's not even a standard double. Can you imagine? We've managed to survive without killing one another, because that was all that would fit in my flat, you see, a small double. So other people call it a 4-foot bed. I don't know what I'm doing here. This is all magic away. I'm quite happy with my skin at the moment. I've been using Paula's Choice, which I've been meaning to tell you about, and I've got their 1% retinol and their AHA, and I'm very happy with the way that my skin is looking at the moment. I think the AHA has made a big difference, and upping the concentration of retinol, because up to now I've been using one that's 0.3, and I felt like my skin was too used to it. So I bought the 1% retinol trial size, but she's got an offer on this week, 25% off a lot of things. So I'll probably be putting in an order for the full size. But yeah, I'm quite happy. It's feeling smooth and plumped out, and I just feel generally this area just feels a little less jowly. Look back on the comments. Stacey, you're lovely. You always remind me. Stop jabbering, Ali, and look at the comments. I know, I don't mean that you're telling me off. Don't worry. Right. Necessity is the mother of invention. Did I get the By Terry highlighter? No, I didn't. I've ordered something out. I did like it, but I compared it to another one that I preferred. The By Terry highlighter is gorgeous, and it's in gorgeous packaging. But I saw it compared to Charlotte's one, which I've already got. Look at my hair. And I also saw it compared to the Pat McGrath one, and I opted for the Pat McGrath one. You have a king, it's too big. Do you want to donate the king to us? So the thing is, you probably all know, I've got spina bifida, but I've also got a tethered cord, which is often a kind of side effect of the surgery that they do for spina bifida. So when I was 6 months old, they had to operate on my spine to remove a big lipoma. I've got an unusual form of spina bifida, which is called lipomeningocele. most people are born with myelomeningocele, which is when there is a hole and their skin is actually open. I was born with lipomeningocele, which meant that it was closed, but there was a big lump. So I had to have it operated on when I was 6 months old. My first Christmas, I was in hospital. And what happened is that, I mean, it's a necessary operation, but then as you grow, the nerves that are sitting on the, you know, if you imagine your spinal cord is like that, and the nerves coming off it are like branches of a tree. As you grow, the nerves get caught up in the scar tissue, which is what happened with me. And obviously I was only 6 months old, so I've grown a fair bit since then. And as you grow, the nerves are caught in the scar tissue and they just get pulled, which is what causes the neurological problems and the pain. And I've been told that if they tried to untether me, they've looked at it, they could cause me a lot more harm. So, yeah, I'm on a lot of pain relief for my back, which they wouldn't normally recommend unless there was no other option, and there is no other option for me. So, I need a good bed, definitely. Right, so this eye's watering a little bit, but we'll get past that. Let's take that. That really does work. And then what she did is she used a bit of the airbrush powder in shade 1. I use shade 1, interestingly enough, more than shade 2 now, for 2 reasons. One, if you're using it under your eyes, it is a good brightener. But you see, if you look at shade 1, you can see I use it more than shade 2. If you look at shade 2, it's got a kind of yellowish undertone, and shade 1 is more pinky. Now the thing is that if you're like me and you've got olive skin, but you're sort of half Indian, so it's a little bit olive but not totally olive, and your foundation always looks a bit too yellow because you're warm but not that warm, what happens is that this actually counteracts that and it gives you a bit more pink back in your skin. So I've ended up using what Charlotte calls the light shade of powder more than I have the medium. So if you're looking at the airbrush powders by Charlotte Tilbury, don't necessarily go on fair, medium, tan. It's a bit like the difference in matte between the NW and the NC. If your foundation looks a bit yellow on you, go for fair. Because can you see now, I've done my face, but I haven't done my head. Can you see how my head is looking a bit more yellow than my face? And my face is looking a bit more like my skin colour. I'm just going to really dab this on so that you can see it. Right? Now, if I go over my head now, that yellow tinge just goes. So that's why I use shade 1 a lot. So if you're one of these people that finds that your foundation looks a little bit too yellow on you, buy shade 1 in the powder and not shade 2. Because the shade 2's got yellow in it, so it's just going to make you look more yellow. Right, so that is that. Now, let's get to this eye look. So what she did is she started off. Hello, everyone. I haven't said hello to you all. I'm very rude. Let me say hello to everyone. Right, so hello, Lisa. Hello, Stacey. Hello, Rachel. Hello, Clara. Hi, Ali. I can't stay, but I want to say hi. I guess you did not like that. Ha, ha, ha. I can't remember what you said. I'm sure I did like it. Oh, you mean the product? No, I didn't like it. Which colour did you get? Hello, everyone. I spent a fortune on CT. Hello, Terry. Hello, Tabusim Khan. Hello, Tria. Hello, Lisa. I think I've said hello to you already. Hello, Helena. Hello, Rebecca. I've said hello to Terry. I think you're having a down day and I always make you feel better. That's lovely to hear, Terry. Hello, Bushra. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, have I missed anyone? Hello, Ali. Oh, Clara's still there. I thought I'd said something to upset you, but I realised it was about the lip product. Hello there, Mimi. I think I've said hello to everyone. We have a king. It's too big. Oh, that's the bed. Wasn't being rude. No, don't worry. I'm just having a laugh. Stacey, I do. I talk too much. It's true. Has anyone here tried Patrick Tar blushes? I think Rebecca has. Cult Beauty's having a 25% sale. Does anyone feel like me? I just got completely... Let me just give my eye a rest for a minute. I got completely overwhelmed the other day looking at the makeup sales, and just it made me just want to open one of my old palettes and just forget about it all, because there's just so much out there. And then I get a little bit annoyed at the fact that they can afford to take so much money off their palettes, and you think, we really are being... I know this is probably me looking at the glass half empty rather than half full, but if you can afford to sell that palette half price now, then how much are you taking the mickey out of me for the rest of the year? That's how I feel. And it just... I did buy some stuff from Pat McGrath, and then I thought, I don't want to look at any more of this. I just thought, it's too much. I just want to go back to some of my old palettes and enjoy them. So for those of you that are on a no-buy, stick with me, because I'll probably be doing a lot of that in the next few weeks. Now, what she did is she went for... Was it the date look or I think she did the desk look. She did, and she got the smoke shade from the desk look, and she put this into the socket like this. So she did this first. She only used this one shade from the Pillow Talk palette. So this is the Pillow Talk palette desk look smoke shade. And if you want to see this properly done, without all the jabbering, have a look at Sophia Tilbury's Instagram, and it looked back to one of her Halloween posts. And she's listed everything that she used. Now there's one product, Shock Horror, that I don't have. And I actually, when I saw it, I thought I must go online and buy it. And I put it in my basket, and it was sold out before I got time to buy it. But I've got something that I think looks very similar. Can you imagine me not having something by Charlotte Tilbury to complete a look? It was the new lip products, the shiny ones, dual lips in champagne diamonds that I didn't have. And I wanted to buy it after seeing her tutorial, and it got sold out. Probably because people had seen the tutorial. What am I getting on my CT order? I can't really say, because they're Christmas presents, in case they watch. They're things that I've already got, but I'm buying for my family. This shape, but not a bronzer. And right, and I wanted to get champagne diamonds, but I want to get enough so that I can get another Bella Sophia, because my Bella Sophia is very old. It's a Dolce Vita, and it's very old, and I do love that palette and use it a lot. So anyway, next she used the Queen of Glow. Okay, so she used this next, And I don't know if I'm going to remember half of this chatting to you all, but I'm going to go in with the smoke shade. And I think she sort of went on top of that other one with the smoke shade. So it was quite a bold look. And this eye is watering, so that bit's now stuck in the corner. But if anyone can sort that out, it would be Sonia G. It's because this eye's watering. My fault, I put the moisturiser from my face under my eyes. And it wasn't. I'm so used to using the Sam Bunting one, which you can use on your eyes, and it doesn't sting, that I just did it in a hurry, and I won't do it again. So she used that. And then she took the enhanced shade, I think. So it is a nice combination, that. I love that. Do you know what? I think if you've got... I'm not saying it doesn't look good on anyone else. But when I think of Bella Sophia, I think of olive complexions. And I think the Dolce Vita and the Bella Sophia they were both really good names, because I think Italian dark-haired women with olive skin. And I'm not saying it doesn't look good on others, because it does. But it just makes me think of that colour scheme. I did see the Indian wedding look set from Charlotte. I did. And it was... I'm trying to think what was in it. It was stuff, it wasn't anything new, was it? It was stuff that she's done a combination of stuff, but it was very... Wasn't that the Bella Sophia? Yes, and she used one of the new eyes to mesmerise underneath. The sunset one. Right, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of... I can't remember exactly what she did next on the lids. I remember the last step, but I'm just going to play it by ear. I'm going to put a bit of this enhanced shade. Like so. And then I think what she did was I don't know if I'm mixing up the two tutorials I saw, but never mind, we'll just go with the flow. Never be afraid to improvise. I think she took, with a liner brush, she took the smoke shade and went along the eye. She also used my favourite black pencil. Now, I can't remember if she actually used the pop shade in this, but I'm going to put it on anyway. But it was the last step that I loved. So she said, I'm using a flat brush by Charlotte Tilbury. And I looked and thought, there is no such thing, Sophia, And then I realised that what she meant was the lip brush, because it's a flat brush. So I've cleaned off I'm cleaning off my lip brush to make sure there's no lipstick on it. And then what she did is she took the prime shade of this, picked it up on the flat brush, or the lip brush, as it is known, and then she sprayed it with airbrush setting spray. Now, I may have got that a little bit too wet. Let me just check. Let's try it. And she painted that right in the centre. And it just looks stunning. I'm just going to pick up a little bit more of the... It's just a little bit too wet at the moment. Right, so she did that all the way up the middle. And then she put it, it won't work as well for my hoodedness as it did on nice taut 23-year-old lids. But I just had to try it. And then she put some underneath as well to kind of reflect down. Which is a little trick that Tamsin told me about. I can never see it working on me, but it probably does in certain lights. And it looked so stark that it almost looked like a line. I'm trying to blend mine too much. She didn't bother, and the way it hit the light was just yummy. And then, of course, she made sure that she blackened up the eyelids. So she took, let me just sharpen this. She took the black powder pencil and she tightlined with it, which is good because I didn't know whether or not they normally do. I'm going to come and look at your comments in a minute, guys. And then, of course, she winged it out. Quite a way out. I really wish my eyes would stop watering. What have I done with that tissue? Excuse me a minute, guys. I don't want another snot fest like we had last week. So the eyes were quite black. I'm just going to put a little bit on the top. I'm just tucking it underneath rather than putting it on the lid. Just the other side of the lash. And then, of course, Pillow Talk mascara, and she put some lashes on, but I'm not going to do that. Do you know what? You're so right about... I nearly ordered something this week on Pat McGrath that I already own. And I thought, now it's getting silly. Because normally I can tell you exactly what I have. But when you get to a point where you nearly buy something that you already have, you've got too much. Because I've always known what I had. I've always thought, oh, hang on, I'm going to use this palette today, or I'm going to use that palette today. But I actually thought, I don't have that, do I? No, I'm sure I don't have that. And then I went to my channel and searched for a video on it on my channel, and I'd done a video on it. So I thought, I think that's a good sign to say, you got too much, girly. What I would do, I would always say a no buy, with the exception of Charlotte Tilbury, because I think there is an expectation that I will do Charlotte Tilbury. And then anything else that I really think is innovative. But when I'm on a no buy with that kind of thing as an exception. Right, and then she put some eye cheat underneath and she did the brows. But I'm just going to get on and do the blush. So she used... No, actually, I'll do the lips next. Oh, no, let's do the bronzer next. And I'll use my airbrush. Ah, Mick's got the radio on in the other room. And you know what he's listening to? He's listening to Amy Winehouse. Love is a losing game. I hope that's not a message to me. No, she's lovely. Amy. Lovely Amy. Such a loss when she went. Right, so there is my airbrush bronzer. Let's bronze up my English chest, as I call it, to match my Indian face. Half Indian with an Indian face and an English chest. Right. I think she used that, but she also used the Sculptor. I'll just get on and do whatever. I've got a vague idea of what she did. Right, and then I perhaps should have done this in a non-live video, because then I could have stopped and checked en route. Then she used Iconic Nude pencil on her lips, which is probably going to be... I'm going to go with it because the woman she was doing was just as dark as me. Iconic Nude is very fair, but I'm going to go with it. In fact, she was darker than me. Ah, I remember. It's coming back to me now. So she did that, but she also then got out another lip pencil. Let's see if I can find that quickly. She got out Foxy Brown as well. Yeah, I found that one quickly because you can tell from the tip very quickly. And she contoured the lip. And then, sorry, tissue time again. And then she used Penelope Pink. It's quite Dolce Vita-ish, this look, actually. And Penelope Pink is in the Dolce Vita. Now what she did, she then put on this jewel lips that I don't have in Champagne Diamonds. But I reckon that it's very similar to Ibiza Nights. Very similar when I looked at it. Perhaps slightly more pink in it, but it's so sheer that you're not going to tell the difference. So I'm putting on Ibiza Nights. Very similar. And then she loves contouring with the contour wand. So where's my wands? I put them here somewhere. Medium to dark. I don't use these enough, you know. I should use them more because I do love them. Ooh, what happened there? Did you see that? Better shake it. I squeezed it. And what came up wasn't brown, it was white. It must have rested. It needs a shake up. Let's try again. That's better. Phew. It came down a bit too far. Sweep it up, girl, sweep it up. The best way. All the messages have stopped. Oh yeah, I hope that's because everyone's just completely and utterly enthralled by what I'm doing. Now listen, Pat McGrath, you talking about was the Pat McGrath prices. No, you're fine, you're fine. We're talking more about Pat McGrath's prices. It's great that she's given so much money off in the sales, but again, I think, okay, she had 30% off in her sale. And I was thinking, what kind of profit do these people make that they have these kind of sales? 30% off. And she does it quite a lot. Now, then I'm going to do the blush. And the blush she used was the Climax, which I love. It's great for darker skins. It's fine if you've got fair skin and something's for dark skin, just go a bit more light-handed. But if you've got dark skin, a lot of the other ones don't show up on you. The Climax will, okay? And it's beautiful. And if you've got the Instant Look in a palette in Beauty Glow, you've got the climax already because it's in that palette. I've just mixed the two together. The Swiss shade is almost like a bronzer, to be honest. And then she used the highlighting ones. Let's give this a shake. I'm not seeing that highlight the way she had it. I need to squeeze more of this up. Hang on a minute. Come on, come on. Just felt what was on the thing there felt a bit dry. Now I'm going to get too much. That's better. I love putting this here because it actually looks, it's got that texture of, perhaps that's a little bit too much, but it's got the texture of what that middle bit of the eye looks like. It doesn't look powdery, it looks like tight skin, so it looks shiny. I'm going to put a little bit down here. I'm going to put more of this side because that was dried up, that bit I put on there. That's better. And then I'm going to put some under my brows as a highlight. And just because, I think it's because of my hooded lids, that middle highlight is just not showing up the way that it did on this other lady, because I don't think she had hooded lids. I'm going to take this brush and use that highlighter. That's what it looked like. Don't worry, I'm going to blend that out a little bit, otherwise I'm going to look like Adamant. Does anyone remember Adamant? And it took me years. It was only recently that I saw his name written down and I said, oh, I get it, Adamant, Adamant. All the 80s I listened to his music and I had no idea it was a play on words. Adamant, Adamant. I'm assuming that that's why he called himself Adamant. Now I look a bit Pierrot now. So you didn't realise it either. Maybe I've just seen that and thought it's a play on words. Because I listened to it. Stand and deliver your money or your life. Oh. Do you think it was a play on words, Adamant? What do we think? It was the other day I saw Adamant written down. And I thought, oh, Adamant, Adamant. And all the years I just didn't relate the two. Yeah. Right, so that's the look. Let me do my brows. She used the brow lift pencil, which I can't find right now, but I'll just use her legendary legendary doodah. If I can find it. Come on, girlie, get yourself together. Where is my brow thingy doodah? It's here. I normally get everything together, but I can't see it. It's because I put lots of things around me that I lose track. Are you in here? You are. I need to find my brow lift pencil because I've got one. Oops. Oopsie daisy. I'm going to look it up on Wikipedia about adamant, whether that was the purpose of naming it adamant or whether it was just a coincidence. So that is the look. I'm liking that. And I quite like the nude lip with it. And it is very Dolce Vita, actually. Now, this would work better. That highlight in the middle would work better if you didn't have hooded lids. It's because the hood is actually hitting the bottom, so it's not really... It's blending it in, basically, whereas hers was more of a stark light in the middle. But it doesn't quite stay the same when you've got hooded lids because the hood keeps coming down over the middle. What do you think of this look, ladies? I don't mean what do you think of it on me, I just mean in general. I'm a music person. Ali, coincidence. Well, it was the first Adam and the Ants. Didn't become Adam Ant until the ants left to go to Bow Wow Wow. Ah. Oh, of course, Adam and the Ants. So, yeah, it probably wasn't Adamant. So, yeah. Maybe, though, it was there in his subconscious. He was an adamant person. And, of course, people know why 10cc got their name, don't you? Hands up if you know how 10cc got their name. And UB40, that was to do with the form that they signed on the doll, but the 10cc was the cubic capacity of something. See, I've got that naughty look in my eyes. Unemployment benefit form, yeah, UB40. But 10cc, you know how 10cc got their name, don't you? Let me do some spray, actually. Let's do some spray. Oh, that's nice. I always forget. I always spray after I've put my mascara on. And my hair's doing its own thing at the moment, but I'm just letting it. No one's willing to say how 10cc got their name, but it was the cubic capacity of a certain item that is talked a lot about in Madness when they're singing Welcome to the House of Fun. See, we're all 80s girls, aren't we? Well, a lot of us are. Mimi's not. And I had this hair like this, curly on the top, it's all stuck up and curly on the top and long at the back. That's my hair in the 80s. Imagine this, really tight curls, curly perm, short at the sides and long at the back, down to about there. Who had that hairdo? You were born in 82. Oh, you baby. It doesn't surprise me, Stacey. Has anyone seen pictures of Stacey on Instagram? She's got skin to die for. She has. You have. Look, I've made it stick up even more now, but I'm just going to go with the hedgehog look. Why not? Quite like it for a change. Let's go for the porcupine look. You were a mod, Paul Weller. My son was born to Paul Weller. It's true, Stacey. It's true. I saw your picture. I thought, oh my God, look at that skin. So Jack was, with me being a music therapist by background, so that's how I sort of started out in the NHS. I ended up being a manager, but that's my profession. So when I was pregnant with Jack, I had like you do, you plan your birth plan. I don't know why they ask you to write a birth plan, because the birth never goes to plan. It's the least thing that you can plan for in your life is your birth, right? You have all sorts of images of what's going to be, and it never is. So anyway, in my birth plan, I read some research about pain and music, and that actually you could use music very effectively in labour. But the big mistake that people made with music is that they suddenly played a relaxation piece of music in labour and expected it to make them relaxed. And what happened is it did the opposite, is because basically you come to associate that relaxation music with the next contraction. So you hear the music and it just reinforces it. So what you have to do is you have to precondition yourself to listening to the music when you really are relaxed before the birth. So as soon as I went on maternity leave, every afternoon I'd lay back in bed and I would listen to one of my favourite relaxing pieces of music. And as I was classically trained, it was the Vaughan Williams Tallis Fantasia theme on Vaughan Williams Tallis themes on Tallis Fantasia. I've forgotten the name of it now, but it's beautiful, right? And it's sort of got this rising and swaying. It's like the sea. So it kind of went with a contraction, but the idea is it built up, but it was a relaxing building up. It wasn't like... So I decided that this is what I was going to listen to in labour. And then as my contractions built up, the music would build up and I would stay as calm as anything. And Jack was going to be born right at the end when it reached the climax, of this beautiful piece by Vaughan Williams. Beautiful. I'll post a link to it if you want. Beautiful piece, right? So all of that. And of course, I ended up being induced. I was in labour for a whole day. I was having contractions strong all throughout the day. And it wasn't progressing because I was tiny and Jack was huge. And so they decided to speed things up and break my waters. Jack went into distress, his heart rate slowed down, and I was rushed into theatre and I was given a general anaesthetic because when you've got spina bifida, you can't have a spinal anaesthetic, it's dangerous. So they knocked me out. And when I came round, I said to Mick, because Mick was outside. He wasn't allowed in because it was general anaesthetic emergency, so they didn't have time to put the screen up. But he could hear they had the radio on. And I said, oh, they had the radio on. What was Jack born to? This is the end. This is what reminded me. What was Jack born to? Paul Weller. So my plan was Vaughan Williams, and he was born to Paul Weller. So there you go. It just goes to show there's absolutely no point in planning your birth. If any of you are of that age where you're going to have a baby, just don't bother with your birth plan. There's no point. There really is no point. Which probably is why Jack's never been interested in music. I used to sing note names to him in the womb. I'd sing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star by the note names because I'd read research that it would give him perfect pitch like me. He's not interested in it, and I've never pushed it because that was my ambition. It wasn't his. And I used to teach piano in schools to get a bit of extra money when I was a student. And these parents would pay for their children to come and have piano lessons, and they weren't interested. And it was horrible because the parents were pushing them to do it. They wanted them to learn the piano, but they weren't interested, and it was horrible. They were like, we want him to do grade 3. He wasn't remotely interested. He wanted to be out playing football. So I've always said that I'm not going to do that to my son, and he didn't show any interest, so I didn't push it. And seeing as he wasn't born to Vaughan Williams but Paul Weller, I'm not really surprised. Sorry, I've got bits of lipstick from earlier on this tissue. Okay, well, it's been lovely chatting to you all. I will do the review on this later, and I definitely I've got to finish my Dr. Sam Bunting video and tell you kind of my thoughts at the end, and I've got some good thoughts about that. I've got some good thoughts about this as well, but I'm going to tell you why it's just not for me and why I just don't think it's worth it. And there's plenty of Charlotte Tilbury. If you've got money to spend and you're thinking of getting this, or you're thinking of getting a new Fire Rose quad, hands down, get the Fire Rose quad. That is worth every penny. Or this one that I've just used, the Queen of Glow. They are astounding. So there's plenty of great items. I just think this is a kind of no. But I will tell you why in my video. So I'll never just say don't like it. I'll tell you why, and then so that you can decide. By explaining why I don't like something, then you can decide whether or not that applies to you, because it may not apply to you. Okay, so I will see you all very, very soon. Thank you so much for joining me, and I love you all, and take care. Love you.